twilight caresses the air. The river mist hangs sweet and fair. The evening swallows, they whisper their tune, dancing on the moon. Why have the stars called us here?
Hey, there's our 1 minute intro. Let me get out of that and stop the screen share. And hello. Happy Monday evening on Rocking the Valley YouTube. It is Martin Luther King Day, a man of peace, a man of wisdom. And it's a great day to remember all the great words of nonviolence he preached. We could sure use them all the time. So happy MLK Day. This is Songwriters Alive. I'm Tom Cooney. It's every Monday night at 7 p.m., as I said, on Rocking the Valley. Tonight, we're going to take a look back at last year. We have got in 13 or 14 episodes, and we'll be taking a peek at some of our different folks that we've had the pleasure to meet. We'll be taking a look at Steve Brodsky and Elizabeth Gillen and a few other folks too. And this rewind is going to be kind of fun, and we'll be able to listen to some great songs as well as a little bit of insight that these great guests have had about the songwriting process. And I'll throw in a few songs during the course of our evening, so you're not just watching video, and we'll try to keep them short. One I do want to talk about right now is a song I wrote for my dad, my late dad, and my late uncle, and about what they did in World War II. My dad trained the young men in small artillery in the Carolina summer heat, 1943. He choked up and prayed Godspeed the day the boys left town, and as the train pulled out he cried, "Take those fascists down." Uncle Don swam off the Higgins to the Iwo Jima sand, crawled face down through the jungle, a gun and prayer in his hands. He would never walk again, a sniper his spy had found, but until the day he died, he cried, "We took those fascists down." They're crawling out from under rocks, crying racial supremacy, building laws and walls and cages to keep people on their knees. And the mighty and the moneyed, well, they use them as their tools. And if we aren't woke to that, well, we sure as hell are through. Neo-Nazi or nationalist proud boy, the names they use to seek cred. But today, as through all time, they must be put in their stead. There's more of us than them in every American town. So hit the streets and the voting booths and take those fascists down. Take those fascists down. Take those fascists down. Take those fascists down. Ah, my dad and my uncle and cousins, they've all been Antifa for a long time. Very proud of them. Always a good thing to make sure fascists aren't bothering the U.S. Constitution. It's a good thing. We're starting off political tonight, but hey, that happens sometimes. What are you going to do? Hey, you know, one of our first guests was Steve Brodsky. Speaking of folks who have, proudly served our country, he did 2 tours in Vietnam, and if you've ever talked to Steve Brodsky, he's got a lot of very wise things to say about that. Steve Brodsky has a lot of wise things to say about almost everything. A great songwriter, a great performer here in the Mid-Atlantic area, especially around Lehigh Valley where he's based. Just a guess. Steve was our second episode. And this is interesting, a little bit of stuff and a little bit of music from Steve Brodsky. Let me get my screen share going here. There we go.
So, and when it comes to history, I don't know if a lot of people, know the history that like we grew up with as compared to what they're teaching today. But anyway, maybe that's a song in itself. Hey, what the hell are you teaching these kids?
I hope you're jotting these down. That's your second or third one so far.
Right. Yeah, give me a microphone and a guitar, and
there you go.
Well, should I sing another song, or what shall I do?
Sure, whatever you want to talk, or you want to keep the second round going with another tune. Your call.
This is a song I wrote for my wife. She goes right to sainthood after marrying me. When I wake up in the morning, I see a smiling face after stretching and yawning. Yeah, I know I'm in the right place. You're like a flower from the garden, kissed by sunshine. I know you are my darling, and you'll be to the end of time. 'Cause you mean the world to me. It's so easy to see that you are my everything. You mean the world to me. Maybe it was a candlelight, maybe the champagne. One world on a night, I know that you feel the same. And I'm gonna ride it up in the sky for all to see. I know you are my darling, and you'll be for eternity. 'Cause you mean the world to me. It's so easy to see that you are my everything. You mean the world to me. Yeah, I got your picture up on my wall, my telephone. is waiting on your car. We're like two old singers from them beer halls, singing in harmony. Yeah, you mean the world to me, and it's so easy to see that you are my everything. You mean the world to me. You mean the world to me. You mean the world to me. For my wife, Renata.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Well, she's taken care of me for a long time, you know. So
Yeah.
I love telling the truth, you know.
Yeah, back to the truth again. Yeah. Yeah, love's a good thing. And as far as songwriting goes, it provides a lot of fodder for songwriting. All kinds of love.
They've been doing it for a long time.
She loves you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. For sure. Hey, I noticed that as things are slowly opening up in Pennsylvania, that you're one of the artists who has been getting out a little bit in public.
Let's do a break there. Let's do a break there. That's Steve Brodsky. Just a wonderful, wonderful session with Steve Brodsky. Again, we like to support all the great artists here in the Mid-Atlantic states, especially in Greater Lehigh Valley and Eastern Pennsylvania. So make sure you look up Steve Brodsky, get his music, support him, stevebrodsky.com, Brosky. We're a big fan of Steve Brodsky's. Steve said something that show. Again, one thing we'll be doing in these 2 episodes is talking about smart things that all these great guests said. And Steve said something that it was the smartest and most economical, wise thing I've heard about songwriting. And we were talking about sometimes you have to craft a song or create characters and this and that. And he was saying, yeah, but there's just always truth behind it. And he said, you know, if you write the truth, the song writes itself. Just a great bit of insight, you know, to be honest and to speak your truth. And even if it's through a character or something that you're trying to do. So again, one of the things we try to do in Songwriters Live, when we get all these smart, great guests on, we try to have them share some of their great experiences and their great tips. I'm going to be queuing up another one here, and it is going to be with Lisa Jeanette. So I'm queuing up the thing with Lisa. Lisa Jeanette is a singer-songwriter from Greater Philadelphia. Wonderful, wonderful artist.
Me too.
Absolutely. Okay, let me share this with you. You're really going to enjoy this. Let me do a quick participant list here and a quick chat here. Sounds good. And rolling on YT and Twitch. Very good. Thank you very much. So I need to share screen with Lisa. Where is Lisa? There it is right there. Lisa Jeanette, folks. One of her incredibly lyrical songs, a very impressive writer. Her song, she did a holiday song with Vance Gilbert that she released at the end of November this past year, 2020. And a great, insightful, funny, humorous song called Mrs. Claus about Santa's Mrs. Santa. And Vance Gilbert, the great folk singer songwriter, and had this comical part in the background where he was saying things that Santa was trying to deal with Mrs. Claus. And it wound up being the most played song on folk radio in the U.S. in December of 2020. So this is how good a songwriter this next person is, Lisa Jeanette. We were very pleased to have her on the show. Let's take a look at this here.
All right, this is called Top of the Ferris Wheel. I'll talk about it after I play it. I'll play it first, but it's Top of the Ferris Wheel, and it is on the new album. I ran as fast as I could down to the storefront corner, peeking over the row homes, hoping to see the promise of the Ferris wheel, part of the sphere, winking back at me from the sky. I could see colors, the lights all aglow. Oh, how they twinkled at night. It's time for the carnival. Can I go? Hop a ride on the merry-go-round. Let's glide to the top of the Ferris wheel. I can see everything better from here. Didn't have much to hope for, never dreamed of diamonds or rubies. Came by the crazy, honestly, learned how to act sane from the movies. Oh, you should have seen me back then. I was drunk with desire, I wanted to be good at something, good to someone, prove them all to be liars. It's time for the carnival, can I go? Hop a ride on the merry-go-round. Let's glide to the top of the Ferris wheel. I can see everything better from here. I sit on the bench in Cape May. October lies mute on the shore. The church is a junkie's playground. The connies don't stop there no more. Yes, it's a bit chilly in autumn, but I'm still seeking thrills and I have the right. No one should hold that against me. Everyone deserves to see pretty. She's like, and I just thought, my gosh, like she could be me.
Yeah.
So be her. So and then we came back from Cape May and unpacked the car and I sat down at the piano and just wrote it all out because it was just all there. It's like
Yeah.
just me thinking about her and how much alike we are.
Wow. Had to let that play on after that song, Top of the Ferris Wheel by Lisa Jeanette, was done. Um, what a great insight to where that song came from. Sometimes songs are light and frivolous and fun, and they're great. You get a pen out and you sketch them in a half an hour and you're done. And sometimes they're these things, someone you saw, someone you met, mixed in with some visuals that drew you back to how you grew up, and it turns into this big stew and you've got to work with and understand. And Lisa Jeanette is just an amazing songwriter. We are just so happy to have her on the show last year. Again, this is Songwriters Alive with Tom Cooney. We're on every Monday night, 7 o'clock on Rocking the Valley YouTube, and you'll see this on my Tom Cooney YouTube playlist for all of my Songwriters Alive episodes as well. The episode with Lisa Jeanette was just wonderful. We're doing next episode, excuse me. We're doing a quick look back at last year and looking at some of the wonderful songwriters that we had come on the show. We can listen to them a little bit and listen to their songs and listen to them talk about the craft. And it's a great way to give you a lot of variety for what's going on. Lisa's new album, by the way, should be out by March. Maybe April, but probably March. And it is going to be called Jellyfish on the Moon. And that's a song you've got to hear. That I promise you. What a great song. Just amazing. Let's chip in with a quick song. We're rolling in lots of songs here tonight. This song has a lot to do with last year. This was written, and I played it a lot last year. I wrote it in the end of 2018, but the song really found its home last year as all of the challenges that we've all been facing came crashing down hard last year. It's a song about trying to make the best of every day. It's called Empty Pages. Today, it's full of empty pages. Will it be lost or might it be one for the ages? Today, my soul might get its fill if I keep my heart open and my thoughts still. Today is full of empty pages. Well, today it's full of hope and fear for the things in my life that I hold dear. Well, I might defeat the anger, always crying out for more, if I starve that wolf howling at my door. Today it's full of hope and fear. Well, I see that you are tired like me, stunned, infuriated, living in this surreal tragedy. But we can beat the hate, the lies, the greed, if we stand together. Love might be our destiny.
Well, today it's full of light and truth. I will find it and I'll share it with you. I will try in my heart to be kind to friend and enemy alike. Today is full of light and truth. Today is full of hope and fear. Today is full of empty pages. Empty pages. Empty pages. Empty pages. Oh, a song about trying to make the best of each day, and there's so many challenging days that we have going on right now. It's just very very hard to do. I like that song. I like playing that song. It's kind of a great reminder to really uh, really just try to make the best of it. Be positive. To light a candle instead of cursing the darkness. We say that a lot on this show. I really hope you liked that
the
one.
pandemic and
So,
thinking that, my
got another song popped up here. And our next artist that I'm going to share with you again on our 2020 Rewind show, Best of 2020. This is Phyllis Chappell, who was one of our guests last year. And Phyllis was episode 8 of 2020. A wonderful songwriter and singer from Eastern Pennsylvania who plays and sings all kinds of music, world music, and jazz and R&B. And we've had folkers on. We've had rockers like Frank Porter on. We'll look at some of Frank's stuff next week. And then it was great to have Phyllis on for a real change of pace. A wonderful singer-songwriter. And as you're going to see, a good guitarist. So let me go to the share screen here. And let's listen to Phyllis Chappell. Talk about the tune before or after, or both, whatever you want to do.
I thought my first
Tom, you're gonna have to unmute. Tom, you're gonna have to unmute your microphone.
Thank you, Tony. That was Phyllis Chappelle, and what a great song that was. Dig Deeper, one of the songs she wrote at the beginning of the pandemic. What a good songwriter, and as you've noticed, what a intimate performer. Phyllis is a very experienced stage performer. She performs with a lot of trios and jazz ensembles like Ciora, and and what I like about Phyllis, and I mentioned this during the episode, you'll have to see the episode, it's wonderful, um, is that she brings that performance, all of it, to the intimate nature of just a live music podcast. Very, very active, very fun, very positive performer. Um, again, Phyllis Chappelle. As you could tell from her voice, she is one of the best jazz singers in the United States. The great Bob Perkins, the jazz DJ emeritus at WRTI at Temple University, has claimed her, one of the top vocalists he's heard in a long time. She's also been called one of the top female jazz vocalists, 500 female jazz vocalists of all time. Just another example of how lucky we were to get her on this show. Someone who has those jazz chops, yet still has that voice inside her. She needs to get out. She needs to write, needs to pick up that guitar. And it is what a great response that was to being hunkered down in a very frustrating situation like the pandemic, where she decided to dig deeper to find things and wrote a song called "Dig Deeper." We love being surprised like that, and we certainly hope that you love being surprised like that too. She is just a wonderful, wonderful artist. Make sure you catch her at phyllischappelle.com. I'm teeing up another one here. And the next one is going to be, this is one of our earlier episodes. And this is challenging the earlier ones because this was before everyone had shaken out all the Zoom technology. And Zoom itself was shaking out its Zoom technology way, way in the far back. So there's a bit of sound challenge with this song, but the songwriter is wonderful and he's a great keyboardist. And this is a great song too. Let me share with you, please.
One of my idols, Mose Allison.
Gene Gallagher. And let me just make sure that I cue this up to the right spot and go back to our screen share. And this is going to be Gene Gallagher on this opening round here.
Well, I thought about this.
Tom, you can't mute yourself. Otherwise, we won't hear anything. You have to unmute yourself, Tom. Tom, I hate to interrupt, but there is no sound coming out because you have to unmute. Are you hearing me?
Are you good, Tony? What's up?
You cannot mute yourself. The last two songs you have played, we have not heard them at all because when you mute the sound.
God, I forgot.
You cannot mute yourself if you are playing material.
Oh, I forgot.
So
I forgot.
Neither of those songs are on the stream. You're going to have to redo those in post editing unless you want to do them over, but then we'll be running over. So
no, we're
if you
fine.
want to continue on and inject those afterwards, but
I can,
sure
yeah.
you do not mute when you're doing this.
Got it.
You
Yeah.
cannot mute.
Got it. Oh, okay. I'll finish Gene's song. I can tape it in.
Don't send me to Bellevue. I don't need a room there. I have an island in a world of broken dreams. Still take a shower every day to wash my blues away. And I'll be better real soon, so it seems. Well, I'll be there. Real soon, so it seems. I don't have have to solo through the whole verse. I'll just pick up, this is where the environmental theme comes in. I took a walk the other day with my wife just up the road, and we were digging on the leaves as they were changing. And what we saw was such a mess. I got depressed, I must confess. You can imagine what we saw, but I will still name them. We saw some McDonald's styrofoam. We saw the house you can't call a home with three junk cars parked beside the driveway. And there were some tires over here and a refrigerator over there. And then a car drove by, throwing trash out the window, blasting the song by.
Let's pick up with another screen share, and we're going to listen to Gene Galligan.
If you think I'm acting funny, like I'm broke or got big money, don't you worry that I might walk into a wall. I am just barely coping cause my poor heart has been broken, and there's nothing left to do but have a ball. If you think my eyes look crazy, kind of red and kind of hazy, don't be thinking I...
Sorry, guys, that screen share went full. Wow, this show is, sorry, this is just a absolute mess. There'll be a lot of post-editing on this one.
Environmental-oriented verses. So should we hit it, boys?
Hit it, boys.
All right. Well, if you think I'm acting funny, like I'm broke or got big money, don't you worry that I might walk into a wall. I am just barely coping cause my poor heart has been broken, and there's nothing left to do but have a ball. If you think my eyes look crazy, kind of red and kind of hazy, don't be thinking I went outside and got high on something bad. It's just that I've been crying, although I am still trying. If I keep smiling, maybe someday I'll be glad. But don't send me to Bellevue. I don't need a room there. I have an island in the world of broken dreams. Still take a shower every day to wash my blues away. And I'll be better real soon, or so it seems. Well, I'll be better real soon, or so it seems. I don't have to solo through the whole verse. I'll just pick up, this is where the environmental theme comes in. I took a walk the other day with my wife just up the road, and we were digging on the leaves as they were changing. And what we saw was such a mess. I got depressed, I must confess. You can imagine what we saw, but I will still name them. We saw some McDonald's styrofoam. We saw the house you can't call a home with three junk cars parked beside the driveway. And there were some tires over here and a refrigerator over there. And then a car drove by, throwing trash out the window, blasting a song by Sinatra called I Did It My Way. And there was a mattress in the woods, along with some other goods that some people must have dumped there so many years ago. And there was a real awful smell, but what it was I could not tell. But then again, I I really didn't care to know. So don't send me to Bellevue. I don't need a room there, y'all. I have an island in the world of broken dreams. Still take a shower every day to wash my blues away. And I'll be better real soon, or so it seems. So whoever trashes the woods like this, I surely would not miss if poof, they suddenly just disappear. And if these jerks were not around to just throw their trash down on the ground, pretty soon the creeks and woods would all be clear. Pretty soon the woods and creeks would all be clear. But don't send me to Bellevue. I don't need a room there. I have an island and the world of broken dreams. So take a shower every day to wash my blues away. And I'll be better real soon, or so it seems. And I'll be better real soon. Or so it seems. Oh, so it seems.
Nice, real nice. So it's that was Gene Galligan with a song he wrote called "Don't Take Me to Bellevue." That was at the beginning of last season. We were still shaking out a lot of Zoom stuff, as was Zoom. The software was changing very rapidly at the beginning in the first half of last year. So a great singer-songwriter and a extremely professional keyboard player who has made his living his entire life on the keyboards. Knows every style, has played in every kind of venue from the top to the bottom, and a great guy. Gene Galligan, make sure you look him up as well in the episode, as well as on genegalligan.com. So again, this is Songwriters Alive with Tom Cooney. We're on Rocking the Valley, Monday nights at 7 o'clock on Rocking the Valley. You can catch these episodes that's Rocking the Valley YouTube, Rocking the Valley YouTube. You can catch these episodes on my Tom Cooney YouTube page in the playlist for Songwriters Alive. All these great episodes are there. Lots of really good stuff here. We're just about going to be wrapping up in about, 6 or 7 minutes. We'll be looking next week at some of the other great artists we had in 2020 as well. And any sound issues tonight, apologize for them. They're on my end from my controls. So look for, of course, as I always do, the video edit of these episodes, which cleans up that stuff. So gaffes and gaps, I call them sometimes. And let's head out on this one. I need to play this song this week for a big reason. We've been talking about 2020, and 2020 was a year of dynamic things happening in this country. Most importantly, and very sadly, was the rapid spread of the coronavirus as it went unchecked, unfortunately, by those who could have done something about it. This song honors a hospital worker, and this is a hospital worker working in COVID during this time. And this song goes out to all people working in hospitals on the front lines who are putting themselves at risk for all of us, and to all other frontline workers, law enforcement of all kinds, EMTs, sanitation workers, grocery workers, people keeping small businesses open for us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Be safe, be well, be kind. If you're going out to those businesses, folks, mask up, social distance, respect these people. They are going to the front lines for you. Make sure you honor their effort and all the sacrifices they're going through. This is a song honoring a worker in a hospital that I wrote in April of 2020 called Make It home today. My hospital shift ends. I shed my tears, shed my clothes. I leave my band of brothers and sisters on the front lines to carry the load. I trudge home to my family, and I kiss them through the glass of my back porch where I sleep. Well, I don't know how much more I can last till I hold their hands, hold their hearts. So I smile to let them know they are still loved, they have respect. But soon it's time for work, so I go. I ain't no hero, but I know there's a life I can save. This is my calling, so I go. I hope I make it home today. I hope I make it home today. We need more tests, we need to trace. My day-old mask won't protect my face. We need ventilators and leaders with heart. What a screwed up human race. Every patient is someone's love. There's someone's rock, someone's friend. I must be all those things to them if I'm the last one at the end. So I hold their hands, I hold their hearts. I smile to let them know they are still loved, they have respect. But if it's time, just let go. I ain't no hero, but I know there's a life I can save. This is my calling, so I go. I hope I make it home today. I ain't no hero, but I know there's a life I can save. It's my calling, so I go. I hope I make it home today. I hope I make it home today. Make It Home Today, a song I wrote in April of 2020. And all honors and propers to all frontline workers, especially all of you in hospital and clinical settings. Thank you so much for everything that you are doing. Please honor their effort, folks. Mask up, social distance up. sanitize and wash and do all those nice, kind, smart things. Be a good thing to do. We'll continue this review and look back at 2020 and all the wonderful singer-songwriters we had on our show last year. We've got a whole bunch to go through next week. Wonderful songs, wonderful songwriters sharing some tips with you and sharing some insights with you about how they go about the craft and what they like to do. And again, this is Songwriters Alive with Tom Cooney. Monday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Rocking the Valley YouTube. You can catch it later on Rocking the Valley Tom Cooney YouTube. More coffee, I think. Tom Cooney YouTube in the Songwriters Alive playlist. Be safe, be well, be kind, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the week. Peace and goodness to you and yours. Steve and Tony, we are ready to check out here whenever you want to pop in. We're going on about 7:57 here, and let's see if the guys can chime in here and join us. There we go. Hey, Steve. Muted there.
Yeah, well, like usual.
Oh, how are you?
Great.
Sorry about the technical snap.
Everybody is muted.
Great show.
Except for the empty spots. You know,
That's
I'm getting a lot of air hiss on my end from my mic, so I reacted quickly and turned it off, forgetting that you never do that. So.
Yeah.
Not
Everybody
when
was
you're-
yelling
not
to
when
you.
you're hosting.
And the chat wasn't visible when I had the screen share on. Just weird.
That's the other thing when you're screen sharing. I'll show
Oh.
you a different way to screen share that'll avoid that.
Okay,
Best
great.
way,
We'll do
Tom,
that
is to
for
have 35 screens in front of you. Okay.
I'm
35
never going to be like Tony.
And you color
It works-
code everything.
It works for me.
Okay.
Not me.
I thought I was doing great, and then Tony saw that I was using whiteout instead of a backspace to take out the characters. So I got rid of all the whiteout now.
Yeah, well, Tony hasn't told us. He's up on the International Space Station right now. He just doesn't want to tell us. That's why he has so many screens.
I'm buried in snow right now.
How much you got
there's
up there?
Snow going up to our front porch.
Really? Wow.
How much snow you have up there, Tony?
We've had to have at least gotten a couple feet in the last. It has not stopped since last Wednesday.
Whoa. Cool.
Yeah.
Tom, play along, if you please. Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ting, ting, tingling, too.
It was so bad Santa couldn't get it.
I think I've had my fill of jingling for the year. Spring.
Oh, man.
Red and yellow and pink. Oh, no, that's a fall song. Never mind. So, I enjoyed that. That was kind of neat looking back over your shows over the last couple of months. You've had quite an array of
Yeah,
talent.
I recognized a couple of them. I had watched a couple of them, but that first song that you played, the guy, I was thinking Bruce Springsteen, like the song that he wrote for his woman.
Yes.
It really had that Springsteen kind of classic Springsteen, you know, like his really old great stuff. I was like, wow.
Yeah,
this
Steve
guy
Broski's
just
like that.
captured that essence.
Steve Broski's like that.
Oh, that was Browski?
Yeah.
Steve Broski, yeah. He also covers a lot of Van Morrison. He kills Van Morrison tunes. Just kills them.
Oh, yeah, I could see him doing that too. Yeah.
Yeah, he was. I'm going to play another clip of Broski next week because his wisdom is so natural and he has so many road miles on that. And he's, you know, he doesn't guss him up in a lot of words. He says something fucking profound and just blows you away. Oops, excuse me.
Yeah. That was nice the way he did the song. It's the simplicity of it that reminded me, along with his voice. I mean, his voice sounded like Bruce, but it was the structure and the simplicity of the song and the approach that reminded me of those classic songs he did where just a man and a guitar.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a big fan of those Springsteen albums too, Nebraska and those other really quiet ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't make
Cool.
music like that anymore. At least when they do, it's far and few.
Well, there's a whole underground of contemporary Americana and contemporary singer-songwriter. The folk vein of great songwriters is still alive, but they're just such a smaller selling genre right now. But every couple of weeks, because I'm still in in loop with the Philadelphia area songwriters, which is largely folk, and Godfrey Daniels, which is a folk club. I'm into both songwriting groups. Every couple of weeks, someone will introduce a new artist to me and blows me out of the water. Just blows me out of the water.
That's how you're finding all this talent, huh?
Well, I tell you, yeah, those groups are just wonderful, and I'll have to pick another Lisa Jeanette tune. Great songwriter, and Phyllis Chappelle is just great, just wonderful.
You know, I'd like to take a second here. And Tom, I haven't told you this. This is not a joke. Tomorrow, I believe, no, the 21st
Wednesday.
marks 8 years for Rockin' the Valley.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yes, 8 years. And I sometimes I think it's the 14th.
Rockin' the Valley's hitting puberty.
Yeah, we're hitting puberty.
Steve too.
About time, right? I can shave. Okay. But
You mean you're gonna finally get some facial hair?
here we go. Right away, you're gonna start beating up on me. All right. So yeah.
Well, I like to say about my first marriage, I was married to my first wife for about 15 years. It was the best 45 years of my life.
There you go. Three times the three times the lady.
My second wife is a wonderful woman. She stays away from me. So not as much as I'd like sometimes, but anyway, but here's the thing. 8 years. Okay. And it's a birthday for us. It's significant. I mean, we've come a long way in the last year, last 6 months. And as I speak right now, we are running, Tom. We're running your show. We are live, right? And you're able to do all kinds of cool stuff. And we saw a pretty cool show here today, and we reminisced about your show over the last 6-8 months. Okay, while we are speaking, our audio stream is running, which we've been doing that right along. Okay, but tonight is the first night that we are also running a second video stream. We have a second show running right now on our streaming TV.
Cool.
So yeah. Yep.
Now we're
Thank
multitasking.
Now we can thank Tony for that. Yeah. Thank Tony for that. Okay. Thank Ange for a lot of things. We are talking to a gal right now who we're going to bring on the show. Hopefully in the next month or so. Jasmine, what's her last name?
Kane.
Jasmine Kane. Jane found her at a biker thing. A phenomenal voice. We're attracting all kinds of great talent. The show has matured like you wouldn't believe, and it's just that we got this whole wow going on. And I want again. I'm doing a lot of thanking lately, but thank you, Tom, for sticking with us. And
Thank you.
Amidst all the turning right on the great racetrack of podcasting.
It's actually left. But go ahead.
But no. Turning left is good. Turning right is when you hit the wall.
I think we found out one of the problems. So go ahead.
Yeah. We've had things go wrong. The first time I ran this system up was with Frank Porter, and that was Longboard Tony come along, and we ran this system up, and I don't know what happened that night, but I ended up with probably the worst angina attack I've ever had. Very painful, and I was in the ER. The system.
God.
I mean, I was going to quit.
Wow. Hey, well, speaking of Frank, I've heard him a few times recently. He's kind of solved his audio and bandwidth issues. So I've got to have him back on in the next couple of months.
Yeah, he's
because the
doing well.
first episode we did was he was very challenged. So
he's tuning down.
Yeah, I'm going to be working with Frank on his setup.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, we tuned him up a little bit. I have got a complete light rack system for that man. Do you think we can get together? It's in my trailer. And But tell him I want to get this thing out of my trailer. I've got passive speakers, like all kinds of junk I want to get rid of. And then I got
Looks like
somebody.
he's got the space in his basement for all that stuff.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
just
really.
Hey Frank, you want it? So, but at any rate, so I just wanted to pop in and tell you, it's 8 years for us here. 4 awards for excellence in broadcasting, and I mean we're a bunch of amateurs, and we're actually pulling this off. So we reached down into Australia, over to Europe, up into Canada, okay, and Iceland, and Tom McCungy.
And Iceland?
And Iceland. Macungie and Iceland. We make it into Macungie.
Macungie's
We need to
You know
start
where
getting to
McCungie
the
is, Cooney?
warmer.
Nobody knows
We
that.
need to get to the warmer hemisphere.
yeah,
Well,
really.
That's Dave. I got to talk to Dave. He's supposed to be coming back on with us eventually. He got himself hooked up with another radio down there. It's more local for him. So I'm going to beat him up and I'm going to get him back up here.
Hey, I know a lot of bossa artists, and I write bossa tunes. So if you want to fund the junket, Steve, Tony and I'll go to Rio and we'll check it out.
Right away.
I'm
Here
all
we
for
go.
R&D over there.
I'm there, man. Let's do it. Thanks, Steve.
You're welcome. So anyway, I'll let you get back to your show. That was a wonderful show. I'll let you close yourself out. And it went good. It really did. It went well. I'm pleased.
All right. Well, I'll edit the other stuff out, but it seemed like a good idea, and so yeah.
Basically, it's just going to be an overlay because everything as far as when it was muted was clean cut. When you started the video, you hit mute, and all you got to do is put the video right on top of the silent one in the editor, and
That's it.
should be an easy edit.
Yeah. I mean, Tom generally
Because you
speaking-
weren't muted. You weren't muted when you were speaking.
No.
You only muted the music when
When that
instinct
became the active
told you,
window.
like, oh,
So hitting the mute,
yes.
that became the active.
Yeah, when you started sharing and you hit mute when you started sharing. So
So all I have to do
it
is
should
go
be
back
easy to
on
see
the
in
go
the
back
editor
on
to
the
fix.
go back on the share window and hit that to make that the active window again.
If you're talking about while you're sharing, to edit this video and replace the silent
No, no,
parts,
no.
you just basically have to take the
I know how to do
videos
that.
and overlay them.
I know how to do that. I'm talking about, so I was sharing a particular window. Then I went to the Zoom window and hit mute, which sounds like it made
Yeah.
Zoom the active window, which is what I didn't want. So in
No,
order to make
when
the
you
screen
hit mute
sharing,
in
in order to
Zoom-
make the screen sharing window active, all I have to do is go back on the screen share window and hit that to make it active again.
Yes, to make it active, but as long as you hit mute, no sound will come out of anything because
Got it.
you cut off the sound to.
Can't do it.
for-
Okay,
you
got
cut off the sound to us. Can't do it ever when you're hosting and sharing.
Okay, got it.
It's working. It's working. It's working.
Yeah, for some reason.
That's why you never see. That's why you never see Steve mute. If you ever notice, Steve never mutes his Zoom. He actually has a manual mute. So
Ah,
if your mixer or you have a button, you want to mute manually. You don't want to mute through Zoom if you can avoid it.
what is he doing? I got it. I got it.
Self mutilation.
Oh, here comes Ange. I'm going to just mute her for the hell of it.
Oh, dear Lord, Steve. I've been muted, but I've been listening in. Great show, Tom.
Thank you.
I can't wait to go back and listen to that again because those songs I'm sure were fantastic. I know that one I really enjoyed. I can't believe he got that many words into that phrase when he was playing the boogie a little bit on the piano. It was awesome. Sorry, I loved it.
Yeah, Gene's a monster. He can play anything. Yeah. Well, wait for the video edit. I had a few accidental mutes during the show, so wait for the video edit. So, but
Yay. Is Steve sleeping?
And we'll get together before next Monday, and I'll go over some things with you on
that sounds
how
good.
you can avoid that. Anytime you have that scenario, we have a good way to avoid all that.
Cool. Excellent. Excellent. All right. Steve is sleeping. Okay. All right.
I'm just kidding.
Steve done a lot today. We did a week's worth of work in 3 hours.
Well, Tony and I are both on the same schedule. Okay, and since we're on the same schedule, now we can start getting back to getting some things straightened out around here. And he's got his own stuff he can get done, and I think it's just so freaking cool. We've got over on the Rocket Valley website, you can go on channel 1 and see your show, and we're over on the other channel and see this other Alexis Steele shows running at the same time. And that just
let me be candid with you as a show host, and don't take this the wrong way. I'm going to be very candid with you.
Yell at me.
I don't want cannibalization of my show going on while my show is going on. You've got to get your eyeballs off to another hour.
You don't want competition?
No, there's enough competition out there. One big competition I have is Vance Gilbert's Monday night show is on at 7:00, and he pulled a lot of eyeballs.
No, she didn't go until 8. She didn't go until 8.
Huh?
She doesn't go until 8.
I thought you were just telling me it was going on while I was on.
No, when she's on now, she goes on at 8:00.
Going on now.
Yeah, she just went on. She went on at 8:00. So
I mean, you're still on.
You're still
on here, but
your show is over.
Going on there.
Okay, I got really confused there. Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry. No, you were basically, your show is basically, I mean, we're just sitting here chatting right now, but we're still live.
We are still live.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we're still live. But
it's a separate stream.
Wonderful.
It's a separate stream. It's just we're doing. You're not, and I didn't take it. I understand that, but you.
Angie's morphing.
She does that constantly. Wait do you see her turn to lime jello? Anyway, no, but your show goes on at 7, and then she goes on at 8. And normally I would have put her right behind you, but I can't cut the streams up, so I split it and I put her off on the other channel.
Oh yeah, I saw that before. Where like you would have a 3-hour stream block running.
Yeah, and I know you like to keep your stream block here, and it's so I keep them separate that way. So I moved them apart that.
So there's no way in OBS to stack separate streams and start a new one.
Yes.
Well, I can, but what happens is
what you're asking there. There are ways to do it. It's not exactly what we're talking about here, but there are ways to do everything. You can have multiple OBSs running if you really want.
Yeah. It just depends on the amount.
I don't recommend it.
We run into. I'll explain to you later because we're online now. We're getting techie, but I'll explain to you later. It has to do with the how the sites process the stream and who we send it to. And that kind of thing, and it just this is simpler. Just give you your whole stream, you're good.
Yeah, well, since
you're on our main channel, so that's the best channel to be on is the main channel.
Yeah.
Well, since we are still streaming, if there's a few folks still listening, I really want to give a shout out to these guys. There's a lot of stuff that happens behind the screens, like in The Wizard of Oz. Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain, but there's a lot going on, and it's kind of neat that you're getting to see all the stuff that happens to make the front of the show happen, as well as to get some of our after show entertainment, which we're seeing now from Ange, which is priceless.
Hey, you can practically see all the shows at the same time if you're watching my camp.
It's even better when she turns herself upside down. That's when she's dancing for Australia.
Too much.
Anne said she's going to change her favorite color to orange.
So people will stop rhyming with her?
Now she's losing it. Here she goes. Now she's going to be a mess. Green. And you're getting very close to the edge of a PG-13 here.
Wow. I think it's lime green. I'm guessing it's lime green.
That's her in lime jello. That's how it is. She likes her lime jello. Yeah. Doesn't she remind you of Charlie Chaplin sitting there like moving around and just...
Yeah, Charlie Chaplin too.
Chaplin,
yeah. I don't think I'm ever going to talk about him again.
Do you have chap lips?
Too much.
All right, I'm gonna bug out of here. I've got to work on getting the 9 o'clock show stuff. She's got me. I've got to go get her stuff. Her stuff. So, and when you're ready, and then I'll just shut down when I see it over here. Okay.
All right, any folks again still hanging out in the stream? Thanks for hanging out and listening to us be silly and have fun. Don't forget to tune in to Rocking the Valley on YouTube and Rocking the Valley Live. I'll see you next Monday night at 7 o'clock with Songwriters Live for Tom Cooney. Be well, everyone. Stephen, Tony, and Angie, anything else to say to everybody before we knock off the stream here?
I'm good.
Good
Toodles.
show, and we'll see
9
you
o'clock
next
is
Monday.
Angie. 9 o'clock on Manic Mix It Monday, whatever name she's using this week.
Oh,
Mom
it's
said
Mix It
words,
Up Monday.
Steve.
That's right.
Mix it up.
9 o'clock?
Yep,
9
9
o'clock?
o'clock.
9 o'clock.
And we'll be on this stream here.
Good.
Yeah, you got an hour of separation there.
Yep. Okay. I'll see
Seems
you
like a
all.
safe distance.
Yeah, we were trying for
There you
6
go.
foot and determined it just wasn't enough. It wasn't.
All right, Steve.
All right. Talk to you later, Tom.
See you. Thanks, Tony.
See you, Tom.
See ya.
Yep, no
See ya,
problem.
See you, Angie. Bye-bye.
Bye.